Mr. Speaker, I rise today appalled and disgusted and brokenhearted. Like so many others, I am still struggling to process the sheer inhumanity on display in the murder of Tyree Nichols. Last week, our nation watched helplessly as another innocent black man was beaten to death by men sworn to serve and to protect. In the final moments of his life, Tyree Nichols cried out for help as he struggled to understand what he possibly could have done to deserve such a fate. As a mother, seeing Tyree cry out for his mom deeply pains me. As a black woman, I am furious at the injustice that black Americans face every day. And as a human being, the vicious murder I have seen leaves me shaken to my core. Tyree Nichols was a human being with a life as beautiful as any other. He was a photographer. He loved skateboarding. He was a son to a loving mother and a father to a 4-year-old son. Tyree will never get to see his son grow up, and his son will never get another hug from his father. I mourn Tyree, and I pray for his loved ones. I mourn Keenan Anderson, who invoked George Floyd's name when he too was killed by police this month. I mourn Elijah McCain, Philando Castile, Tamir Rice, and every other black life stolen from us by police. I have grown weary of my mourning, though, Mr. Speaker, because history has repeated itself once again. The murder of Tyree Nichols comes 3 years after the murder of Breonna Taylor. It comes 9 years after the murder of Michael Brown. It comes 14 years after the murder of Oscar Grant. It comes 153 years after the murder of Henry Truman in 1870. Nothing we can do will ever bring back Tyree Nichols, Daunte Wright, Eric Garner, or any black American killed by a system that did not value their life. We can, however, demand accountability and sweeping reforms from police departments that have built, maintained, and even encouraged a culture of brutality and even racism. The time is now to reevaluate and reimagine the role of police in our community. We must stop waiting for justice and start doing our jobs. As public servants, we have a duty to do right by our communities, even if that means starting the long, difficult process of reforming and restructuring our justice system. It is the duty of the federal government to ensure that law enforcement is used to protect communities, not tear them apart. Last Congress, the House passed the George Floyd Justice and Policing Act, but the Senate blocked it from becoming law. That was a disappointment, but it cannot be a defeat. This Congress, we have a new opportunity to end qualified immunity and protect our communities. However, that opportunity will not seize itself. House Republicans have spent endless time and resources establishing committees for conspiracy theories, but have offered zero solutions to the rising tide of police brutality. I call on all of my colleagues to commit or recommit themselves to fixing the fundamental flaws in the fabric of our justice system. If we fail to do so, our society will forever be one in which police are seen as an occupying force instead of a force for good. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and I yield back.